Conflicts we used to have initially, we used to come out to try and think myself, maybe
we've been able to see the transformation.
slowly, elders
Hate mentality.
now sometimes we give them food, maybe they don't food most, but nowadays what we are giving them is what they are.
How can we overcome conflict if we don't listen? How can we resolve problems if there's no understanding? How can we achieve change if nobody listens?
Na sasa niko nikipigania amani, na amani ni kitu ya maana. Amani ni kitu ya maana. Angalia mtu anaitwa kondoro. Kondoro tunafuga nyumbani. Unamfunga pale chini ya miti, anakula vigaragara vile viko hapo. Kuna swala anaishi msituni. Huko kuna mimea ya kila aina. Mimea ya kila aina. Na yule swala anakaa huko, anakaa tu akiwa na wasiwasi. Na ukishika huyu kondoro umchinje, unakuta mwili yake ina mafuta. Na yule swala sababu hana amani. Hana amani. Sababu anapoanza kula nyazi anasikia upepo pupupu. Anaanza mbio, nimekutwa. Anaenda kufika pale anakutana na huyu naye ni chui. Anapiga kona pande nyingine. Ukimchika hiyo swala umchinje, hana mafuta. Nyama yake ni nyekundu, imekauka sababu hana amani.
When we listen to the community also listens to each other. This builds trust and a listening space within and between communities. It provides the basis for a common understanding and shared action. It provides the basis for peace. Conflict resolution is not the starting point. Trust, listening, and respect is the starting point.
In 2015, the GIZ Civil Peace Service, GIZ CPS, through partnership with local organizations, began implementing community dialogue projects together with people who have been internally displaced and their host communities in conflict-prone areas across Kenya.
The People First Impact Method, in short, PFEM, was used to facilitate the beginning of the engagement with local communities. PFEM is a participatory tool used to listen to communities, helping us to understand and respect the community agenda. It allows a space for people to share important issues and changes in their lives. Through listening, we, GIZ CPS, realized that the knowledge, ability, and role of communities is greater than we ever thought possible.
The conflict we used to have initially when we came here, we are trying to resolve by ourselves, the elders from the other side and the elders from our side sit down. We try to figure out where the problem was and we fix it.
You don't just go and initiate a program and take the lead. It's very important to understand and reach out to the community so that you can get the ideas and build on the ideas that the community are giving.
Peace actually begins, it starts with me. I should be able to champion it as an individual and then to extend to my brothers and to the entire community.
PFEM has done a lot to me as a chief because it has opened up, especially on my side as an administrator. A lot of things have been going on, but we were not all that engaged. And I say it has done a lot to me personally, on my personal level, and also the community level.
Using PFEM, we've learned to respect the primary role of communities and how best we as GIZ CPS and partners can support communities.
Before, I never got a group of people to talk to, people to listen to me. And also I became an encouragement to many because now they think like even a person with albinism or a person with disability can listen to us.
Over 4 years, GIZ CPS partner organizations have convened 7 PFAM exercises in conflict-prone areas in Kenya, which gave communities across ethnic lines the space to share and listen to each other. Upon request by the communities, the 5-day exercises have evolved into regular community conversations where people continue to discuss how to address common challenges and implement their action plans to move forward.
It has really helped me to apply the wheel of life. I've come to understand that having the 4 areas is very important because you'll get to know the havings, the doings, the knowing, and how to relate. So it has really helped me, and I've also tried to reach out. And even in my church, the church is always willing to give me the opportunity to help the women and even the leaders in the church and how they can apply the same knowledge.
The approach was eye-opening for me personally as a program person. So I remember when we went for the community conversations, I was in the women, single mothers and the widows group. And from a program perspective, what they need is awareness, what they need is access to resources, especially financial resources. But when you listen to them, then you realize they have other issues. So if I went in to work with them before I did the PFM training, I would just create awareness among them and probably just link them to their local leaders. But it was important that we listen, so it will change my perspective of how I work with communities and how I develop concepts for future projects.
For Banita Majani Mingi, we've been working for almost 3 years now. I think we've been able to see the transformation slowly, yes, with a lot of challenges because the aid mentality in the community is still there. They see an organization coming to the ground and they expect the organization to do everything, and then they just sit down and just receive. But with community conversation, I think even organizations that came after us found communities that are ready to engage. Case in point, a place like Lomolo, where they've been able to build schools, health facility, get access to water. They're now partnering into climate resilient projects for food security. So those are achievements that, if you look at it carefully, community conversation had a role to play.
By using PFAM, we have seen communities transform from "what can you do for us" to "what can we do for ourselves." They have learned to know their rights and how to access them, and how to engage positively with both government and partnering agencies to move their lives forward.
In 2017, GIZ CPS and the Forced Migration Program of Kitui Chacharia convened a PFAM exercise in the Kasarani area of Nairobi to engage refugees and the local communities to see where project interventions could add value to what the communities were already doing.
Let me tell you something. Previously, we used to come up with some things, maybe let's say some programs of supporting refugees. I mean, sometimes like giving refugee money and maybe they don't need money. And sometimes we give them food, maybe they don't need food. But nowadays, what we are giving refugees is what they have asked for. Let the refugees think on their own, and you just come and support those things in place. I think that will be a very, very good ways for NGOs and all other people to come and support refugees.
When we plan without listening to communities, we often assume what is best for them. Our assumptions should be informed by communities, what they know and what they are already doing. We have learned that ownership begins with engagement, agreeing the starting point with communities and moving forward together with them.
The people now have come together, they have identified their problem. The main problem was water, and also they have access of water. They have identified from another investor just nearby who has offered them the water. The community now volunteering to dig trenches for their own without being paid.
There before, communities usually have the opinion that the challenges they are going through is somebody else's responsibility. So those who have their animals are no longer letting their animals to disturb or create crop damage for those who are farmers. On other areas, for example, in terms of water, because it has been a menace within the community, it has been the initiatives of the community approaching people who are well-wishers who can actually be able to assist them with.
Tumejua sisi kweli ndiye tunaanza change, ndiye tukaanza kufuatilia na sasa tunaona tunaendelea vizuri.
What has changed physically? The community has engaged itself through partnership with the government and the agencies. They have now pioneering the political leaders who are on the ground that the community needs this and this so that the life gets going on. And it has happened because infrastructure are now in place. You see, the schools have now been put up, water is in place.
By applying PFAM, we have learned that communities know and do much more than we are often aware of. It enables different ethnic communities to listen to each other and to unite to address challenges and achieve common goals.
Kwa community yangu ya Banita, shida yetu ilikuwa ukabila mbeleni. Lakini baada ya vita iliyofanyika tukarudi wakati huu, naona tumekuwa kitu kimoja. Hatujui Mkikuyu, hatujui Mjaluo, hatujui Mkamba, tumeishi tu pamoja. Tunakuwa tu na raha ya kushirikiana mazishi, harusi, ugonjwa, tuko pamoja. Na huwezi kusikia mtu akiambia mwingine wewe ni kabila fulani, hakuna hiyo. Naona tu tukikaa kama Wakenya. Sababu sisi wenyewe ndio Kenya. Hakuna mwingine atakuja awe Kenya, ni mimi na wewe. Na kwa hivyo watu sasa wameelimika.
With all this tribe, sit down together, talk together, plan together, and try to achieve together, and live together in harmony. Because it is not easy to just mingle with a foreigner, that is somebody from another tribe, and then somebody from another tribe. Sit together, plan together, do things together, and live in peace.
Whenever anything happens, we normally come together and face that challenge, especially the pastoralists and the farmers. Nobody is now sitting back to wait. Whenever a thing happens to our neighbor, the IDPs, we normally come together and go to the relevant authority so that we can solve that problem once and for all.
Organizations and institutions work for the communities. That include government, civil society, trusts, foundations, all those. We work for the community, but it's more important to work with the community. Most projects run between a year, 5 years, Then after that, what happens? That's why when you go back after those 5 years, whatever you started was not sustained because you went in with your own agenda, but you didn't build the agenda with the community. So it's very important that you listen.
Through their conversations, community have made great progress. Nevertheless, this is a process and much work remains. The communities continue to address common challenges such as land issues, access to resources and services, and inequality across ethnic lines.
Kwa hivi mimi tafuta njia kuongea na watu juu ya amani. Na naeleza watu mkono ya kulia njue huyo ni ndugu yako. Mkono wa kushoto ni dada yako. Kwa hivi sisi ni jamii moja, ndugu na dada.